Formula One and the upcoming Formula One season has been thrown into confusion, and this is because of the conflict that has started in the Middle East, which is actually a conflict between the United States of America, Israel, and Iran. And this is because when you look at where Iran is actually located, it is very close to a number of countries in the Middle East which actually play host to Formula One races. And this is why Formula One has actually issued a statement saying that they are actually keeping an eye on what is going on, because that could end up changing the schedule for a number of races, specifically the Bahrain Grand Prix as well as the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. For context, Formula One is a global sport, meaning that it is also subject to what other things that are taking place in the world, meaning that any geopolitical concerns or conflict can actually affect Formula One sport. And this is something that we have seen in the past. If I was to take you back to 2020 when we had a global shutdown and the continuing lockdown that were instituted across various countries, Formula One races were affected, and it took intervention and adaptation for actually the season to actually have a semblance of what you can consider to be Formula One races. And this is the same situation that Formula One finds itself in, because this particular conflict can escalate to a point where it would affect a number of races that are actually going to take place either in the region where the conflict is taking place or in countries which can become a target in terms of someone who may want to actually send a message as part of this ongoing conflict between Iran, Israel, and the United States. If this is the first time that you and I are meeting, I am Joe, and on this YouTube channel, I talk about Formula One and the business of Formula One. And I would really appreciate it if you would consider subscribing to this YouTube channel. Now, it is worth noting that the Bahrain Grand Prix is scheduled to take place on the weekend of 12th in April, with the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix actually taking place a week later on the weekend of 19th. These are two races that are going to take place in what you might consider to be the heart of the ongoing conflict. And what this means is that if this conflict escalates or if it continues and it's into April and maybe even longer, there is a high likelihood of those two races actually being rescheduled or being cancelled and probably not happening in this particular season. But of course, I would expect that there will be a lot of discussions about either rescheduling the races to a later time in the year or even picking different venues to actually kind of replace those two races. But the hope is that this situation will not escalate. And I think for any person who actually loves Formula One, who loves peace around the world, it is the prayer and the hope of everyone that this conflict will come to an end as soon as is possible. Already, teams, drivers, and personnel within the Formula One ecosystem are already feeling the impact of this conflict. And this is because there already has been changes when it comes to the logistics and the travel plans for those who are going for the first race of the Formula One season this year in Australia. And this is because with airspace being closed in the Middle East, a number of people who had already not traveled earlier to Australia are being forced to actually change plans, look for other alternative connecting countries or connecting places, as well as probably increasing the cost of travel to Australia. And so, as you can see, having a conflict that probably is not even related to Formula One is going to spill over into the Formula One sport as well as other aspects of the economy and affecting other people across the world. Formula One is just one of those industries or sports that actually has been caught in this particular crossfire. If you have enjoyed this particular conversation and this video, watch the video on your screen right now. Subscribe to this YouTube channel if you have not, and I'm going to see you in my next video.